probably get accused of building up teams or not building up teams, but as I told their coach at the end of the game, that was as well coached and as good a team as we've played. And we played a lot of good teams, and I mean, they hit some shots that were tough, and a couple times we broke down, but I thought we were pretty good defensively. They just made plays, made shots. Rhonda, I think the crowd, thank you. I think what you guys did, whatever you did, but to have no students and have that place rocking like that was unbelievable. I thought that was one of the better crowds. Just the whole system, very classy way we did it with the music and everything and band, and hats off to you guys. You did a hell of a job, and I appreciate that. There were a lot of big plays in the game. You know, Malik made some big plays, and you know, I thought the two biggest might have been when they went zone and we went right to him in the middle and he hit that short jumper and then he dunked one. That was big. AJ was a rock. I mean, he's a couple goofy turnovers there, but he's allowed that the minutes he's played and everything. Tyson was hurt, you know, over half the game. He got knocked in the rib pretty good. I don't know how that'll be. It doesn't seem to be broken, so, but it was when he took the fall over by me. If I wasn't so mad at my team, I would have caught him. So I guess I'll blame myself for that. But a couple things that excite a coach. Was not happy with Trey Holloman the first half at all, and challenged him at halftime. And that kid met the challenge. I thought Jay Nakins met the challenge. Marty, in and out a little bit. Some big plays, big rebounds. You know, Ty and AJ, we just expect that out of them. But Jaden, man, when he started covering too, it made a big difference. And so I give him a lot of credit. There's enough credit to go for everybody, and yet at the same time, you know, we tried to get booked into the game. It just wasn't a game for him. And Cohen played pretty good the first couple minutes, but then the start of the second half, you know, everybody learns why freshmen are freshmen. But he too, I mean, what I really liked in the huddles is they took some responsibility for things that weren't right. And that game changed like that. You know, we were 11 or 12 up and it went down to, they were 2 or 3 up. I mean, it changed like that. And that's the only scary part about it. That's why your defense has to be good. I will say that if you look at the stats, ours wasn't. We gave up 43 and 40. But if you look at the rebounding, 15 offensive boards might have won us the game. 23 for 27 for the free throw line might have won us the game. Good defense down the stretch might have won us the game. 12 turnovers, but a couple of those late. So we did a decent job on that. But those of you that are from Indiana State, my assistant Doug Wojcik had the scout. And before Christmas, you know, they start looking ahead of game. So as we were preparing for our last game at Christmas, he was preparing. And he kept telling me how good they were. And I asked him if he was trying to ruin my Christmas. And then I started getting calls from people that I respect. Bruce Weber, a good friend of mine, who had seen him. You know, everybody that's seen this team is the real deal. They can beat you in a lot of ways, and he did a decent job on Avila. He didn't play as good, or, you know, and he's a good player, but that Swoops, Cornell, Kent, Bledson, those guys are really good and experienced, and Josh is a hell of a coach. So not very often do I beat a team that's not a Power 5 team and not only feel good, but think that that win really helps us. Let me tell you, this will be a big time win for us because it was a very good team and we played good enough most of the game to feel good, and made a couple mistakes started the second half and one stretch late to feel bad and get some coaching points in. So questions, I'll take them.
They came back early second half, took that lead. It seemed like there have been games this year where your team hasn't had a response to a stretch like that. How did you like how they responded and coached when
kind of funny. That's one thing my coaches said in the last couple minutes of the game. You know, we did respond, and we responded. We came back, went down again, came back. And I'll tell you, I thought our defense was pretty good on some of those shots too. I mean, the team was not easy to cover, and you've never seen them. That's the problem when you never see a team. You know, my staff did a hell of a job, and they deserve a lot of credit too. And the team does, because there were different coverages. We had to change some coverages. That is not your normal team. You got, what's his name, from Denver? Must be his son came in or something. That kid is just like the center from Denver. I mean, he's really, really good, and we actually did a decent job. So I was pleased that we bounced back. I really was.
The grit that you saw tonight from your guys, particularly, obviously, you see it with Tyson, you see it with AJ, some even there, but there was one sequence after those guys got banged up that you saw Jaden get a tip and then Howland get into the paint. I guess, what did you see from your guards that allowed that to kind of pull you back?
Well, you know, we go through a lot in the season. You know, we went through the times when, you know, AJ was, he's been so good the last 6, 7, 8 games. I'm really proud of him. And Tyson has played a little bit banged up. He gets banged up because he's a little guy that takes it in there. But Jaden Akins has been one of my most improved players the last, I'd say, since the maybe Wisconsin game. He's really he's shooting the ball better. He just made a little adjustment in his shot. He's really shooting the ball better. But he proved that he can be a two-way player, which is what I thought. Could he be a Gary Harris? Could he be a guy like that? And I think he's proving that he can be. But then those 4 offensive rebounds, that tip late that we got the ball, and I think we hit a 3, but for sure we scored. Those are winning plays, and that's what I try to tell my guys. Winners make winning plays, and sometimes a winning play is a tip. You know, it's not a basket all the time. It's not a pass all the time. It's a scrum and somebody tips the ball and somebody else gets it. So I thought we made some winning plays, and I'm really proud of him. Proud of, you know, without Jeremy, I mean, who can really guard. You know, it hurt us a little bit, and we had to put Cohen. In fairness to Cohen, he's playing the 4. Now he's back to the 3. You know, it doesn't mean a lot to you guys, but he's got to guard people on the perimeter, and it was tough. So he learned a little bit tonight too.
Coach Hunter Tickle, Tribune Star. You talked about how hard it was to kind of get ready for a game like this, where the Sycamores, you said, kind of unheralded, kind of under the radar. And I was wondering today, like, did it feel like at any point, you know, you guys go up 10 at halftime, about 10 minutes left, Sycamores go up 5. Did it feel like at any point you guys could get really comfortable and like it was going to be a game that was going to be just pretty easy to kind of go through?
No, not once. Not even a little bit. In fact, at halftime I said, for them, 3 shots and they're back in it. You know, I mean, I didn't feel comfortable with 30 seconds left. I said, should I call timeout? We were shooting a free throw. He said, well, we got 3 left. I said, I better save them, because 1 turnover and they might shoot a 3, you know. So, no. Never comfortable, and I think they do that to you more than we do. We're pretty good defensively. They do that because they're well coached. You know, give that guy credit, man. You know, I love him because I guess he was a Division II guy like me, so I love him. But his team, man, what I was a little surprised of, they were a little more physical than I thought, and they were a little better defensively than I could see on film, you know. And even though Villa didn't have a great game, all of a sudden you bring a guy like Bledson in, and he creates more problems in some ways. So, no, I felt comfortable when I walked in the locker room.
Coach, you talked about Swope a little bit. 2 of his best games this season, he's had several big games, but 2 of his better ones are against Alabama and you guys. He's usually the smallest guy that steps on the floor. Just how much respect do you have for his game and his shooting ability?
Well, standing here, you can imagine I like small guys. Okay? I hate when I have to adjust the thing down, so I like small guys, so I'm a big Swoops fan. I think he's tough. He can handle it. He can go right or left. You know, we said he's averaging 4 threes a game, and all he did is get 6. Every time we made a mistake defensively, he made us pay. There's not a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams I like. There's not a lot of teams I have great respect for because now I got to respect my own team. This will be a team that if somebody calls me on them, I'm going to say, hang on to your just HBO tail because it's going to be a dogfight.
So I'm going off that, I guess, a little bit. You know, you've been talking to us about stressing about this game for a couple of weeks. Now that it's over for this team, do you think you'll get more out of a game like this moving forward than a team
I think probably, other than going on the road tonight to recruit, I'll just probably sleep in and relax because now all we do is go into the Big Ten. So, yeah, I guess we've got a hell of a schedule, guys. We've got a hell of a schedule. I mean, when you start talking about the teams we played and then you see what JMU has done, you'll see what these guys are going to do. They're going to win a lot of games. You know, even Alabama, I mean, they played without Avila in that game, you know, and so they're going to win a lot of games. I mean, Oakland's still going to win a lot of games, you know. I mean, I think of our schedule, I say it's really been good. And for the most part, other than Wisconsin, we played pretty good, maybe Duke a little bit. I wasn't satisfied with the way we played in those games, but Arizona and you know, I mean, everybody looked at Butler and said, wow, you know, I watched them lose the other day and can't believe they lost. I'm mad at that because they were up late and they're still 10-3. So we played a lot of good teams. Are we battle tested? I don't know. I know one thing, we played against a lot of different kinds of ball. You know, Baylor gave us one kind of ball. This team gave us one kind. Wisconsin gave us a different kind. So I think we're at least prepared in that respect to almost guard many in different sets.
What about the health factor you mentioned about Tyson? AJ looked like his knee maybe a little bit. And do you have a timetable? I'm getting a timetable with Jeremy as well. And kind of the emotions of getting him back too.
I mean, I told you the other day, you know, Jeremy, there's no sense even asking me a question until these 6 or 8 weeks are up. You can ask it, I'm just going to give you the same answer, no. Everything that we know now that we have him here has been good. I miss him today. I loved him in the huddles a couple times. I loved him at halftime. We're going to miss that kid a lot. But he, you know, it'll be a while. I mean, he's got to heal. He's got to heal well. And first week, we just got to make sure he doesn't get any infection in there. So that's not for a while yet. Tyson told him he's got to get tougher. Small guys are supposed to be tougher, but he takes a beating in there. He does, and really proud of the way he played. We're going 10 for 10 from the line, you know. If he just makes one more in that opening game, we win, you know. But last night, night before every game, we shoot free throws. I told you we've been between 88 and 90. Last night we were at 91, and as a team, and I just said, you know, these are the things we got to do. Free throws are going to matter. Sure enough, today they matter. And AJ, he's from Philly. He's not hurt. Go ahead.
Coach, I was looking for a comment just on, you know, the 1979, you know, reunion here, 44 years since that national championship. I know it's a big moment for both schools and ultimately kind of that rematch, like I said, 44 years later.
I mean, Magic and Larry are that old? God, I was about the same age then. You know what? I will say this. I think both those guys should be proud of what both those schools, what we've done. I think Irvin is proud. He's been here just 2 weeks ago. And that means a lot to me. But I think Larry should be proud of where Indiana State is going because this is a good basketball team. I mean, I don't want to jinx them. I don't want to put any pressure on them, but they're as good as a lot of teams we played, and we played some pretty good teams. So if you can keep it together, the only hard part is, you know, you live by the three, die by it sometimes. We did a decent job. One of our main goals today was take away all that back cutting they do. We did a decent job of that, but we didn't cover some of those threes like we had to. But I think Larry and Urban, I know one thing. I would rather have been where both of them were than where I was today, because I kept looking around saying, this is a hard way to make a living. You know, it just seemed like every time I turned around, a three was going in from somewhere. Yeah, for both schools, that was my first Final Four out of college. My college coach took me to Utah and saw that, and I hope Irvin and Larry are proud of both schools, because they did it the right way. They played hard and played well. Anything else? Yeah.
Go ahead, John.
Okay. Yeah, you touched on a little bit the free throw shooting, 23 to 27, and your guards were 15 to 15. How important was that today, and will it be going forward?
Yeah, it really will be. It was important today because during that stretch we made ours, they missed a couple, and they're a very good free throw shooting team. But you think early. I mean, we were shooting 62% for a while, and we were shooting 65. I think we're still only at 66 now. This will help us, but this is a good free throw shooting team, and the funny part is Marty, was our worst free throw shooter 2 years ago, and I think right now he's our best. He missed one late, but he's been really good, so it's nice that Malik made his, and Marty made most of his, and actually Coop missed one, but AJ, he was the worst free throw shooter that I had as a point guard, and look what he's done in the last year and a half. So give credit to those guys that practice, you work on it, things get better.
All set?
Well, I guess I won't see you all till after the new year, and I can actually say I hope you have a good new year. I'm hoping that 2024 is even better, and I hope all of you, your families and that, have a great New Year's. Behave yourself. Don't act like media guys. Take care of yourself.